Hey guys, Nikki is online and today I'm going to make some predictions for 2019. So, there's a little background. I found out this year that I'm kind of psychic. Like, I know, it sounds crazy, and a lot of people are skeptical of psychics. I've been very drawn to the metaphysical since 2016, actually a little bit before that. Was probably like 2014, 2015 is kind of when I was getting into it. I was gifted my first deck, or actually I bought it myself.
Don't mind me going through my stuff.
The Oracle of E, bought it at Barnes & Noble in 2016. I've kind of gotten acquainted with cards. I mostly do Oracle cards and not Tarot cards because Tarot cards, you get the same messages. Oracle cards, you can buy a bunch of different decks and get a bunch of different messages. So, that's cool. And then this year, I got acquainted with my friend Sarah, who is she's like me. She's an intuitive empath that, I think she's clairsentient like me as well, which I'll get into that as well. And she's like, just try reading me, just try. And I just listed a bunch of stuff and she's like, you're right, you're right, you're right. Okay, you're not right, you're not quite right there. You're right, you're right, you're right. And she's like, I want you to strengthen this. And I've strengthened it. I've predicted, even before I realized I predicted stuff, I predicted some things off of Taylor Swift's Reputation album. I've predicted when a boy came back into Sarah's life. I've predicted a couple other things. I predicted my friend Meg was going to meet Taylor in Cleveland, Ohio, and she did, so there we go. And I've predicted a couple other fun stuff, but yeah, so I am an intuitive empath, as well as I feel like I'm clairsentient more so than clairvoyant. Clairvoyant is basically when you see the stuff and you're delivered messages through visuals, which obviously they're not going to be right in front of you, but I more so feel the vibe of everything compared to actually getting visuals. Like, I have to sit there and really, really use a lot of energy to get visuals. For me, I just feel things more so than see things, so I'm more clairsentient. Anyway, so now that you had a little bit of a
what's the word I'm looking for?
Alrighty, so now that you've had a lesson in that whole thing, we're going to talk about some pop culture things. I made a list of topics that my friends had told me about, or I was like, oh, that's a good idea, or I Googled what other psychics are talking about, and without trying to read over that, I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, because I want to make this video kind of fun, because I realized that I can find, it's really hard to find pop culture stuff. So, I didn't look on YouTube. So
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff about pop culture on YouTube.
But in terms of blogs and stuff, there's not really a lot of this. So, I'm going to talk about blogs. I'm going to talk about pop culture stuff. I'm going to talk about a lot of music stuff. There's a couple of political / real world stuff that I've been planning on talking about, but it's mostly going to be pop culture. So, here we go. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Taylor Swift, of course.
I'm wearing a Taylor Swift shirt. You'd think we're gonna not talk about Taylor. I've loved Taylor since I was 7. Why would I not talk about Taylor?
Alrighty, so just kind of feeling it. I made a post on Swifties AMINO, which, if you don't know what AMINO is, it's kind of like an app where there's a bunch of different communities about specific topics, and you join the communities and you kind of just build it around you. It's really fun. I love it. I've been a member on there for 3 years. I'm a leader on Swifties, so kind of personal to me. But for my 3 year, I made a whole post about what I'm thinking Taylor's going to do and how I'm feeling about TS7. Didn't look it over, so if anything I say contradicts anything I said there, it's obviously been either free will has changed, or something something was wrong there, or I'll be wrong here. But I will link that post down in the description as well. But,
okay, I keep forgetting what I'm saying because I'm just rambling at this point. There's no script for this video.
I feel like she's really gonna be on the down low. I was very surprised that she was as active as she was for her birthday, and that she released the Reputation tour movie trailer on her birthday. I personally had thought she was going to be on the down low. She wasn't really going to release the movie until next year.
If there was going to be a movie at all. I thought it was just going to be a tour video.
I've heard that the Cats filming for the Cats live action is going to be starting now, but for some reason I thought it was going to be in February. So keeping in mind that I'm going to go with the February thought, I think she's really going to be on the down low for the holidays. I don't expect her to really be on Tumblr or just very like active and like in the world right now. I don't see her being very active. I think she's going to be lurking starting a lot in the first quarter of the year. So if you are a Taylor Swift fan and you want to be noticed for a secret session, or you want to be picked for a pre-show for the TS7 tour, which I think she's going to go back to doing pre-show in the next tour, I would recommend joining Tumblr now.
I'd recommend learning the platform and how things work and not giving up because it's hard, because it's really not that hard, guys. It's really not. Anyway, I'm ranting.
But I recommend getting on Tumblr now, getting everything set up, building your blog, building your presence, asking people questions via the Ask box, making friends, and like building that sense of community. So by the time she really hardcore starts lurking between January and April, she's gonna cause that's when I think she's gonna start picking people. Like, that's when she's gonna be like,
oh yeah, like I saw you during the Reputation era, and I want you, and I'm like, I've been wanting you for years, I definitely want you for this secret session. Like, she's gonna be making her list, she's gonna be checking it twice, she's gonna find out if you're naughty or nice. So, Santa Swift is coming to town.
But yeah, that's when she's really gonna start doing that, I have a feeling. I feel like I've heard some rumors that the lead single for TS7 is gonna come out in July. I feel like she's not gonna put like final decisions in for stuff. Like, she's coming up with concepts, she's writing songs, she's kind of picking out like,
this would be a good single, this would be a good single, this would be a good single.
But she hasn't really put any of the final like decisions in yet. I feel like she's not going to follow her August, October, November schedule. I think secret sessions are going to be between August and October, and I think she's either going to release the album in late October, like normal, or she's going to like, I don't know. Something just seems weird about how she's going to do things. She's going to try to mix it up, but it's going to be somewhat normal, but it's going to be different at the same time. Like, I can't really place my finger on it. About TS7 itself, I'm feeling very pale pinks. Like, I'm feeling very pink and sky blue. Like, that's a very interesting color to me, because it's like, it's not, how do I explain it? Like, it's not like sky blue like 1989 was, and it's not like teal like Debut, and it's like a very, very, very baby blue. Like, it's baby colors. Like, that's the best way I can describe it right now. And I am, as much as I want a rock album from Taylor, because
I want a rock album, Taylor!
But I'm feeling like it's going to be very acoustic, very alternative pop, or very light pop. I don't see her going with as much synth. I do see a little bit of synth, but I don't see her going with as much. And I think it's going to be a good album. I think she's going to hopefully get back into like the press and stuff, and she's going to be doing more appearances and interviews, but I don't know for sure. It's very up in the air right now with her. Like, she's making decisions right now, and that's cool, that's fine. If you ask me in like 3 weeks what I'm feeling about Taylor, maybe it'll be more set in stone, because maybe she's made more decisions. Like, I'm starting to really like Ariana. Like, I've always kind of liked her, and I've always kind of liked her, but like as a musician, I've always kind of been salty with her because all she ever does is like the high vocals. But with Sweetener, she kind of does some like lower vocals, and that really like made me attracted to actually listen to her lyrics, and her lyrics are really great. So, and that's just all you really need for me to stand you, is great lyrics and be a decent person. But anyway,
I'm talking about standing instead of what I think of Ariana.
So with Ariana, I feel like Thank You Next is gonna win a Grammy in 2020. Like, I really do. I'll talk about next year, like the 2019 Grammys, cause that's like literally the next topic. I'll talk about the 2019 Grammys, but for 2020, I see Thank You Next, both the single and the album, being Grammy worthy. It's gonna be at least nominated. I feel like the single is more likely to win than the album. I feel like the album release is set to be around like when her tour starts. It's gonna be like March or April or May is when it's gonna be set. But then something's gonna happen and she's gonna end up, and it's just her schedule's it's kind of like Taylor in the sense that nothing's ever set in stone. But I feel like the album Thank You Next is going to be really good, and it's going to be really critically acclaimed. It's going to be different from anything else that she's created in the past, and I feel like
I'll talk about the music industry as a whole later.
yeah, I just feel really good things coming up for Ariana. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Grammys. So I kind of had a segue where I kind of wanted to talk about Ariana specifically, about her Grammys, but let's just say I'm very mad at the Grammys.
Hi. Once again, Puppy comes to join us. No, you stay right here. You lay right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. You're just gonna join us.
Anyway, so, if you know me,
Oh my god, how many times do I have to tell you not on the Taylor?
third time's a charm with the Grammys. I feel like for the Grammys, I personally believe that so many good albums and singles were snubbed and were replaced by label plans. And label plans piss me off, but that's fine. If that's how the Recording Academy wants to be, that's how the Recording Academy is going to be. I feel like Cardi was kind of just a filler. And I don't feel like she's actually going to get any of the awards that she's nominated for because of her label plant status. Like, I feel like,
I don't know. This is hard.
I feel like the Recording Academy, like, the peers of the Recording Academy are kind of split on where they want to vote because they're like, well,
None of these are really where they should be in terms of like what nominations, like what category they're nominated for.
I do feel like Lady Gaga is going to get at least one. I don't know if she's nominated for both Record of the Year and Song of the Year, but I think she's nominated for one of those. And if she's nominated for one of those, she's going to get the one she's nominated in. If she's nominated in both, I feel like she's going to get Song of the Year. Record of the Year, I personally want it to be Rockstar by Post Malone, as much as I don't think he deserves to be. As much as I don't think that song is like a Grammy-like song, I feel like it has that Song of the Summer feel that, even though it got its like start in the winter, it has that Song of the Summer feel that none of the other songs really have. Like, I like it, just, I don't know, it only got like Song of the Summer because I feel like it was a label plant, and I can make a whole video on why I hate label plants, but I'm not going to. This is about the Grammys. It's not about label plants. But anyway, so I feel like Rockstar is probably gonna get the it's depending on where the Grammy Academy goes.
The Grammy Academy, guys.
The Recording Academy goes with its votes and stuff. If it goes the route of the Song of the Summer feel again, it's gonna be Rockstar. For Album of the Year, I don't know. My brain keeps going to Dirty Computer, but I feel like something's gonna happen, like, at the top, like, with the presidents and the executives and stuff, and they're gonna switch out who the winner is. So
I want to talk about Best New Artist.
Best New Artist is always kind of weird because it's like they actually pick new artists that like are actually like random submittees to submittees. That's
So it's not even a word. Is that even a word?
Like people who join the Academy for the first year, and I feel like they pick like 3 of those, and then they actually pick like a couple more people who are actually like making progress in their career. And I personally want BB Rexa to win this because she's been in this industry for so long, and she's just now getting credit that she deserves for her her time in this industry, and she's finally getting credit for it. She's finally winning awards. She's finally making it. And I feel like that would be great for people who are actually in this industry and working their asses off just for label plans to come along and like get up here. And I feel like that award would kind of like spite. Like BB Rexa is like the anti-Cardi B. But honestly, I feel like it's gonna go to one of these people who like really didn't do anything this year. Like I feel like I don't even know. Like I don't feel like it's gonna go to someone who actually deserves it. Like I don't think Dua Lipa's gonna get it. I don't think BB Rexa is gonna get it, and I really don't think that Chloe and Halle are gonna get it. Even though I feel like it's possible, I feel like they're not. So I'm feeling like it's gonna be Greta Van Fleet, but I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't feel really confident about the new artist of the year, or yeah, the new artist Grammy.
What are you doing? Me too, sis.
I feel like the Grammys this year are going to be very eye-opening to corruption. And I feel like after this year, the Grammys are going to have a lot of hard time.
I
I feel like they're going to have a harder time remaining true to being this like acclaimed award. Like they're not going to be as big of a deal as they used to because they're becoming so corrupt. And I feel like that's going to really show in the next year. And if it doesn't show this year, it's probably going to show next year. And something's going to happen. Like as artists, we're going to kind of have like a revolt against the Grammys. I have a feeling that like something's going to happen and like the Grammys are going to lose credibility. So, and they're not going to be as special as they were. They're not going to become as big of a deal. It's going to be more casual. Like, I don't know. I have bad feelings about the Grammys. Alrighty, let's talk about Avril Lavigne. I'm going to get all the musicians, like the solo musicians out of the way, and then I have a couple of various other topics I'm going to talk about. So, Avril, I feel like Head Under Water is going to be a very, Head Above Water.
Why did that take me so long to think about the name of that title?
Head Above Water. I feel like that album is going to be such a great album, and I feel like I'm not prepared for it. You're not prepared for it. This is not even coming from like a lifelong fan of Avril. This is coming from someone who's like in the industry and like trying to like figure out how to say what I'm feeling. Like it's going to be very, very, very laid back compared to previous Avril music. Like this album really is about her not being sick. Like this album, her sickness is really going to affect that, and not just the Head Above Water single. It's going to be like, it's going to be a life or death struggle. It's going to be very it's going to be beautiful, and I think it's going to be very piano, very, very, very piano based, more so than heavy guitars and stuff like that. I do feel like there's going to be 2 more singles that come out before the album drops, and I feel like one of them's going to be more radio friendly than the other. I feel like we're going to hear more new Avril on the radio again. Last time we really had Avril on the radio was with Here's to Never Growing Up, and a couple of the other singles she dropped for that album really didn't make it as far as they should have. And I feel like that's going to change with this album. I feel like she's going to really have commercial success with this album. I feel like it's going to make a lot of top of 2019 successes. I feel like it's going to be nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys, as well as Best Pop Vocal Album for the 2020 Grammys. I feel like it's going to be very successful. I feel like, honestly, if we just want to boil it down to this next sentence, I feel like 2019 is going to actually be a very successful year in music in general. I feel like 2018 didn't have as much of that, and 2019 is going to really bring back a lot of old things. Like, we're getting tired of this like hip hop urban sound, and I feel like it's gonna revive pop, and I think this year is gonna be really good for that. And I think Avril is gonna be like the poster child of it. Like, she's gonna revive it, and it's gonna be great.
And it was good.
I'm gonna finish with Kanye, and then I'll move on to some more general stuff. But
I actually had a request for Kanye, so we'll talk about Kanye.
I was thinking about him earlier when I got this request in, and I feel like Kanye is going to be out of the spotlight, which isn't normal because he literally married someone who's just in the spotlight for no reason and will do anything to be in the spotlight. But I feel like he himself is going to be out of the spotlight for a while. I feel like he's going to produce more so than be front and center. I feel like he's going to write more than he's going to be front and center. I feel like he's going to focus on the label and this like group that he's building, because he's like working with, not Meek Mill, like these weird people that I can't think of off the top of my head. These like baby SoundCloud rappers he's working with. He's gonna be more of the mentor producer guy. He's gonna try to like become a Dr. Dre, and it's not really gonna work, but it is gonna work. We're going to be thankful for it as society because we really don't need Kanye madness in the world. Like, he can just go. And I feel like he kind of gets it, but he doesn't quite understand how to bow down gracefully. So he's just going to kind of keep his name as relevant as he can without it actually being up in lights. Alrighty. So, as I mentioned that the music industry is going to be kind of corrupted. And I kind of want to talk about big labels because a thought hit me as I was like writing this list down that it's going to be really interesting to see how big labels react to the Grammys specifically, because I feel like big label money is impacting the Grammys a lot more than it should. Because if you don't know who I am and you're just watching this because, oh, it's a psychic video, I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I'm completely independent, and I make music. And I was 3 songs too short from being eligible to be part of the Recording Academy this year. And all you have to do to be part of the Recording Academy is have a total of 6 songs out for physical distribution or 12 songs out digitally. And
obviously I didn't have 12 songs or 6 songs that were physical because I haven't released any physical copies of Puppeteer at all.
But yeah, all you have to do is have that, and you have to be able to pay $100 a year, and that's it. That's all you gotta do to be part of the Recording Academy. And so being part of the Recording Academy gets you a lot of perks, including being able to submit for the Grammys. And I feel like these labels are paying their artists like recording dues, so they're making these big paychecks, so they're getting more influences into the Academy itself. And I don't know why, but I just feel like big labels in the next year or two, like 2019, 2020, I feel like there's going to be at least one big one that we all know of. Sony, Capitol, Universal.
Not coming to me. They're not coming to me right now.
But these big ones, like these big chain ones that own a bunch of these little ones, I feel like Warner Brothers, one of them, is going to crash and burn. And it's going to kind of be a ripple effect in this industry. And I don't know which one, but I just kind of feel like there's going to be a major shift. And I feel like 2019 as a whole is going to be about opening our eyes to corruption. And it's not just going to be corruption in like politics or in your job. It's going to be in like things that shouldn't matter to the general public, like in the music industry, in the film industry, in the other industries, like in the sports industry. And it's just going to be like stuff that shouldn't necessarily matter to the general public, but it will, because it's just going to kind of be like exposing major corruption. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of major stuff especially in the recording industry, that's going to like really shift the way music is and the way that people receive music and the way that they get their messages from music and the way and who gets the platform, that's all gonna change. Social media.
Excuse me?
The thing about social media that's really interesting is that when I say that, I'm talking about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram,
Which is owned by Facebook.
and YouTube, and how these corporations are going to interact with each other. I see Facebook dying. Like, I know Facebook.
Like, who uses Facebook if you're under 25?
Like, realistically, we don't. But Facebook is going to die within the next 2 or 3 years. Even amongst the older people, I feel like Mark Zuckerberg's going to make a really, really, really bad mistake. He's going to either incorporate something that's not like a feature that people want into their stuff. There's going to be a big leak in how people get their how advertisers get their information. There's just going to be something really, really major that happens with Facebook that's going to cause its user base to leave. And it's not just going to be like leave and then come back. It's going to be like accounts are shutting down. They're not going to like use Facebook. People are going to pull their stocks. So be wary of Facebook and be wary of Instagram too, which
I gotta be careful with because I use Instagram as my, like, about 90% of my followers are on Instagram, but they don't follow me anywhere else.
with Tumblr, as you guys probably know by now, Tumblr's doing something really weird where they're like,
We're gonna make it so no not safe for work content is allowed on Tumblr.
but everything's getting flagged. It's not supposed to be flagged. And so people are gonna do like a blackout or whatever. And I feel like Tumblr's not gonna die. I think Facebook has a higher chance of dying than Tumblr does, which is really saying a lot. I think Tumblr is gonna be fine. There might be some rockiness in January and February, especially as this bot's being figured out. But I think it's going to be text posts only for a while. I think people are just going to resort to just doing text posts, and that's fine. Text posts are the backbone of Tumblr.
Like, do you ever see pictures from Tumblr screenshotted and posted on Twitter? No, it's always text posts. It'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Oh my god, I just feel my face breaking out. I contoured and I put highlight on and I washed my brush, but I just feel myself breaking out. It's disgusting. So I apologize, guys.
Alright, you see me touching my face and stuff. Twitter, I feel like there's gonna be something weird. There's gonna be like a CEO shift or some type of corporate shift to Twitter. Like someone's gonna buy Twitter or Twitter's gonna buy something. I don't know, but it's just like there's gonna be something, and again, it's just gonna affect stocks. So if you're an old person who does stocks, don't put your stocks on Twitter because something's gonna happen. And then, as I said, Instagram's part of Facebook, and I'm really excited because we're expected to get Vine 2, Byte, and I feel like that's gonna be really popular. I feel like it's gonna be as popular as the first Vine because it's owned by the same guy, and it's gonna be Vine. Like, we're gonna have Vine back, guys. That's gonna be awesome, and I feel like we're gonna get so many new celebrities.
Can we not make stupid people famous again? Like, seriously? Can we, like, be more mindful of who we're making famous off of Byte? Thanks.
But I'm really excited about it because I feel like we're gonna get a whole new, not even generation, but like a whole new group of famous people from Byte. And it's gonna be like, it's gonna be different. It's gonna go back to kind of being like Vine famous, but not. Because they're gonna be influencers on a whole new level, and it's gonna be different. And
I hope I'm gonna be one of them. I'm probably not, but who knows? Girl can dream, a girl can manifest.
And it's gonna be great. And I think out of everything, the best news is that Byte's coming. And I think that's gonna be good for us because I think with all these other social medias dying, Byte rising up is gonna be good. And I think it's gonna be great. And I feel like there's gonna be another new social media that comes up because there's been a few popping up here and there that are like, they're arriving and they're dying right away. But I feel like there's gonna be another one that's like, it's gonna be more Facebooky-esque. Not like in terms of how people post, but just like the platform. And I feel like it's gonna be a Facebook competitor, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna be good. So I have a feeling, like, and the good news of that is that Byte and then Facebook 2, or whatever you want to call it, That'll come up at the end of the year. Bite's coming at the beginning of the year. So it'll be good. I feel like we're gonna finally kill off some of these other social medias, and we're gonna move to a new platform, and it's gonna be great. We got this. The last thing I'm gonna talk about are natural disasters, and this was actually specifically requested, and I'm actually very
I'm not surprised by it because this girl loves weather. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Okay.
So in terms of natural disasters, I'm getting like a flood, and it's not like 100-year flood where it's like Noah's Ark, we're all gonna die, but I feel like there's gonna be a flood. I'm feeling something very woodsy, so I'm feeling like maybe like, I don't know. I'm feeling Tennessee, like that type of climate. I don't think it's gonna be Tennessee itself, but I feel like maybe around the Mississippi River area, that's gonna flood, and I feel like that's gonna be around March or April. And then I am feeling another fire, like another really bad one, and I feel like that's not gonna be in California. There is gonna be another one in California, I feel like, but what is there not? I'm feeling like Utah or Colorado's gonna have a fire, and I feel like that's gonna be like in the peak camping time, so like June or July. There's gonna be a fire. I've been told that there's going to be an earthquake at the beginning of this year in California. Don't believe that's true. I'm not feeling that as much as I'm feeling the flood around the Mississippi and the fire in Utah or Colorado, one of those two. And then I feel like there's going to be a really bad blizzard. It's either going to be at the beginning of 2019, so like January, February, or it's going to be at the very end of 2019. And it's going to be a nor'easter, so it's going to be all the way up the coast. It's just going to be really bad. It's going to be really bad. I don't feel like our hurricane season is going to be too bad compared to like Maria and Harvey and what else was there? Florence and I want to say Michael. I don't know if that's right. But I don't feel like our hurricane season is going to be as bad. I think we're going to get a break from hurricanes for a year or two. But it's going to be, we're going to get the flood, we're going to get everything else essentially. We're going to get a flood, we're going to have a fire, we're going to have and these are just major ones. This isn't like little things, but like we're gonna have the flood, we're gonna have the fire, we're gonna have the blizzard, at the very least. And that doesn't include like little stupid little fires. Like these are gonna be things that really like devastate the country. So I am a little worried about those, but I don't think they're gonna really affect anybody outside of those areas. So I'd say just be careful if you're in those areas, and if they do happen, just be prepared. Be prepared to evacuate. Make sure you know the best way to secure your dogs, your pets. I always say dogs because I love dogs. Your pets. If you have a plan for them, make sure you can make survival food. If you know what to do when the power goes out for days. Just, I'm not saying like become like an apocalyptic survivalist, but just kind of be prepared and like don't leave yourself hanging for when that does happen. Alrighty guys, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up, comment below, comment what you think, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm way off, if you don't like anything I said, if you love anything I said, just leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Leave me your own psychic predictions. We're all psychic. If you actually really think about it, we all are. It's just who's more in tune with themselves. So, leave me your own psychic predictions for the year. Tell me what you think is going to happen to you. Tell me what you think about. Tell me what you think is going to happen to me. Tell me what you think is going to happen to Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, anybody else I mentioned. Just feel free to leave your own psychic predictions. And don't forget to subscribe. If you guys like these videos, let me know, and I might make more psychic videos. I might talk about law of attraction, stuff like that. Didn't want to steal that from Sarah, but if you guys are into it, I will do it. Alright, bye!